What's up, guys? This is Dizzy PW with MMOHut. We're at PAX covering one of the indie mega booths, possibly the best looking game in the indie mega booth, and that's the Repopulation. Please introduce yourself to our viewers and tell us a little intro to the game.
Sure. My name is Joshua Halls. I'm the co-owner of Above and Beyond Technologies, the studio, and I'm the co-lead developer for the Repopulation, the title, so that's who I am.
Awesome. Well, show us some of the gameplay.
Sure. Of course, someone killed me already. So what we got going on here is we have a kind of a mini Siege PvP demo going on. Hopefully there's still people on here playing. Hopefully everyone can go to lunch. It's about lunchtime now.
And for those that don't know, this is kind of an MMORPG, but it's also kind of a first-person shooter. Can you tell us like the general idea behind it?
Sure. So what we got going on is kind of a mixture between Star Wars Galaxies and Shadowbane. It's kind of how we best explain it. So we have players who are really interested in like Star Wars Galaxies type elements. We got those kind of elements in place, no levels, no skills, in-depth crafting, kind of play your character however you want. We allow players to build their own player cities, stuff like that. So kind of got those elements going on. With the Shadowbane side, we do more of the city sieging style. It's kind of what the example is going on here. It's kind of a small example of this, kind of a broken down example for PAX because people pay for like 5 or 10 minutes. So we have pretty much two clans on one clan on one side, one of the clans on the other side, kind of attacking each other. So we're going to go into the city a little bit and look around. And try not to get killed by some people. But they got a little base set up here. We're on the FPR side, and we got these turrets here.
And so this whole area is built by the players, including these turrets?
Yeah, these turrets actually were placed by the players. Some of the buildings that we did place down prefab, but the players can place down buildings inside of the game. For the purpose of this demo, we kind of restricted some of it. So early on, we already had some nations that had a bunch of money and set up. They were placing down 30 turrets in the zones, mowing people down. So yeah, you can place down things. We had people building walls over there to keep people out so they could snipe them on top of the walls. So we had a few people in who've kind of learned how things work, and we're getting a little upper advantage a little early on with some people in the game.
And then there's some vehicles in this game. I've seen a couple of mechs try and storm these places.
Yeah. So they're probably hiding somewhere. But yeah, there's some mechs in the game. They had one that initially started out of here. I think I could set PAX, I think it is. See where it's at. I think it's. I remember where we placed it over here. There it is. There it is. So I basically cheated and respawned back. But we'll go over to this guy and play jump on him.
And so the mechs, are they craftable or are they just like placed here?
What we're going to be doing with these, they're kind of like siege style units. With the example of this one, you kind of just buy it just for testing purposes. But a lot of this stuff will be craftable. So we'll have like a robotics line that'll be able to craft certain things like small robotic pets. This thing will be a much larger process of crafting process that'll probably require quite a few people to go together to craft this mech. For demo purposes, this kind of allows them to jump in the mechs, kind of run around. I can't shoot at something if I can find something to shoot at.
And tell us a little bit about the type of like classes or builds that people can make to customize themselves from other players.
Sure. Well, what they can do is if you go down and scroll down here, we have a bunch of skills already set up for the demo. So what's going on with the demo, we have already set up for different skills like axe fighting, which allows them to use an axe, rifle skills, stuff like that. So as you scroll further down, some more defensive skills, some general skills like tracking, stealth, survival, concentration to help avoid getting something broken up, stuns, stuff like that. Then we go further down, we have the trade skills. So these are all the kind of trade skills that we have in game. These are different things, like robotics we mentioned earlier, allows you to build robotic pets. Then we have foraging, disguise, so a lot of stuff when you get down to like the firearms crafting and the melee crafting, those allow you to build fittings that you put inside of the weapons. These allow you to modify the weapons however you see fit. So they have like base stats. I can show you one real quick here we got set up. We could open that, so we see I have a sniper rifle set up. We have some base stats for that. We do kind of like a rage damage modifier based on how close range are. It modifies damage base for those. So you got down here, you got different fittings that are set up already that modify that weapon. So you can modify those however you want. If you want it to be more geared towards damaging heavy penetration, doing heavy penetration, which would be heavy damage against heavy armor, which is what a sniper rifle is really good for. So you probably see a lot of that modification. You can modify attack speed, maximum range, momentum, stuff like that. So it allows you to kind of really customize your weapon how you see fit.
And this is mostly a sandbox game, but it looks like you've got a quest list on the side. How do quests come about?
Sure. So the yellows that you see are more of the engagement side. So those pop up as well. Engagements are kind of like public quests. They can be locked to like a certain area. They can be locked to a region. So they're kind of triggered events. An example we have is we have a fort that is guarded by the O1 side. Eventually the Lusu will start storming the fort. If they don't defend it, they'll take over the fort, then the Lusu spawn out and they can spread out further into the city. With dynamic quests, we do a dynamic quest system. We have a few static quests, then a bunch of dynamic quests on top of that. We have NPCs that kind of remember what's happened to them before. Can also remember what you've done to them as well. So they have like different mood elements, stuff like that, that we'll set up and allow them to kind of to shift and also offer different quests out to players as well.
All right, very nice, very nice. I don't know, it's a pretty good first overview of the game. We'll definitely have to give this a first look with James Blonde at a later point, but when are you guys actually planning to launch?
We're kind of looking about same time next year. You know, we kind of work on milestones, we kind of work with testers, see how things are going, so we want to make sure that it's ready before we go into beta. We'll open beta probably into year Q1 next year. So,
are you going to be self-published?
Maybe. We're about to start working with publishers, talking to publishers. We're going to see now what options are available out there. So if there's a publisher that kind of fits well with our model, we're going to look at that. But if all else fails, yeah, we might attempt to self-publish as well.
All right, thanks for giving us a first look at the game. James Blonde will be covering this very soon.